After surviving complex trauma at a young age, Melbourne's Heidi Everett was diagnosed with schizophrenia at 24 years old.
If you have been through lots of difficult stuff, your brain doesn't actually develop peacefully. You get to a point where your brain just can't function straight anymore and it starts to do some odd things, and it might be having some really strong beliefs about things, might be having some auditory hallucinations. Some people hear voices, other people hear music. And yeah, it's more of a stress reaction. It just gets out of control. But then there's also the disabling aspect, which the society puts on me. So if you say the word schizophrenia to someone, they often take 2 steps back away from you because they're not seeing you, the person, they're seeing the word schizophrenia. And that includes a lot of imagery and a lot of messages that just aren't true.
After years of seeing the harmful stereotypes of schizophrenia reinforced through films and TV, in 2017, Heidi decided to take back the narrative. Through her volunteer events organisation, Schizzy Inc., she launched the Mojo Film Festival, an annual event where anyone with schizophrenia in Australia and around the world is encouraged to create a short film based on their own life experiences, with the top entries screened publicly in Melbourne.
We do filmmaking workshops for beginners, and that's using smartphones, completely accessible to everybody, and say, show us what life is like through your camera, through your eyes, through your ears. And so we have documentary, we have animations, we have music videos, we have some, kind of creative non-fiction, strange kind of, I don't know what you might call them, there's not even a genre for it.
Yet my feelings, my emotions, my flashbacks...
The enormous diversity of films submitted to Mojo helps to shine a spotlight on the wide variety of ways people experience schizophrenia and how their lives are affected by the social stigma that comes with it.
How does it feel being my last resort and you didn't pick up the phone?
Over the past few years, regular entrant Mitchell Fairbank has developed a raw talent for expressing his own mental health struggles through quirky hand-drawn animations.
With any people that are marginalised, having somewhere to express your voice, to have a voice and say what you want to say, can be very powerful and very cathartic. I can get locked down in my work. Everything else just sort of seems to go away for a while. And after, you smash out a whole heap of drawings and, you look at it and you think, wow, okay, this is actually coming together really well. And then at the end, when it does come together and people appreciate what you've done, it's like a big payoff. It's like, oh, wow, these people enjoy my work.
Another budding filmmaker getting involved this year is Sandy Jeffs, who knows better than anyone how creative expression can transform a person's life.
So I reckon I'm going to use that stuff that we did the other day with...
I was diagnosed with schizophrenia in 1976, so this is a time when schizophrenia was seen as an absolute death sentence. And I remember even being told by clinicians at the time that with each episode of psychosis I had, I would go deeper into madness from which I'd never recover. So, in a way, I bought into the pessimism of my diagnosis at that time too, because all the messaging was pessimistic.
Sandy spent the 70s and 80s moving in and out of psych wards, where she lost all sense of personal identity, until she began documenting her experience through poetry.
It's really interesting. When I wrote those poems, when I held that poem in my hand on a bit of paper that I had written with a pen, that poem at that time was evidence that I was still alive. It was testimony to my existence, that nothing else gave me that sort of testimony. Nothing told me I was alive at the time other than these little poems that I was writing. It's been great to be involved with Schizzy Inc. and Mojo because it's really a space where we can encourage other people to tap into their creativity and use it as a formative healing experience. So for them to make films, to create art, to really get in touch with their creative souls, that is, I think, transformative for people, and it's about giving them hope, purpose and meaning in their life.
My days were coming to an end.
A lot of people with schizophrenia have survived 20 years of a really difficult life. And it's not just one scenario that they've survived, it's over and over again in different situations. So that has to be a feeling of pride. It can't be anything else. It has to be, you know, you've lived through stuff, you've got through it. And your brain's doing some wonderfully creative things to filter those things and file those things.
I used to like playing word games.
We need to be able to give people who have survived difficult life tools and resources and spaces and time to be able to feel that, not celebration, but to feel that strength.
Shut everyone out.
It's, I hope, a way of educating the broader public about people with lived experience. You know, instead of ostracising people or marginalising people, pigeonholing people, you know, we all have value, and it's about other people recognising, yes, we do have value.